For many years, Epcot has been a fan-favorite park, from the classic dark rides, the high-speed, faster attractions, and for a lot of people, the food and the drinks around World Showcase. There's always been something to do at Epcot, and the part of Epcot that makes me, and a lot of you like, is the history. Disney history has always fascinated me since I was around the age of 8 or 9, but Epcot was the park that truly boosted my love for Disney history more. So for today's episode, we'll dive into one of my favorite shows that used to play at Disney for the better part of a decade, and was actually brought back for an additional 5 years, another 2 decades later. A short movie by the name of
Captain EO.
Hi, this is Michael Jackson.
And this is Vincent Price, inviting you to
The Thriller.
'Cause this night, and no one's gonna
More people have come to record stores like this to buy Michael Jackson's Thriller album than any album in the history of music. 25 million copies so far. Having 7 hit singles off of one album is unheard of, or at least it was until now.
1982, music pop star Michael Jackson released his long-awaited album called Thriller, and was quickly the best-selling album of all time. He was a cultural icon and a major influence on newer generations. Also in 1982, Walt Disney World's Epcot Center opened to the public. Epcot was the work of many people and took 3 years to build. Everyone in the company had something to do relating to Epcot during its construction. After Epcot opened, however, the public, most importantly, the Wall Street Journal, had given the impression of Epcot being, quote, Walt's final dream.
Tomorrow morning, Walter Elias Disney's dream will come true. That's when the gates will officially swing open on Epcot Center, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
The folks who brought you Mickey Mouse and Disneyland are about to bring you Epcot.
It is not what Walt Disney had in mind back in 1966. He envisioned a futuristic community, a real town. This is something else. It's a Disneyland for adults, a sort of permanent World's Fair.
Most people thought that after Epcot had been completed, there was nothing else creatively wise to do for the company. In fiscal 1982, net income plunged 18% and fell again 7% again the following year. The next year, corporate raider Saul Steinberg targeted Disney, which they eventually paid him $32 million to go away. The company was on the brink of creative bankruptcy, and the company was soon to be dissolved.
I want to say that the selection of Frank and myself to work with you in this company, we think, is an indication that the board of directors have decided that this company will be led from a creative point of view.
After some time of looking for a new CEO, Roy E. Disney thought that Paramount Studios creative executive Michael Eisner and unsold vice president of Warner Brothers, Frank Wells, were creatively well suited to take the job of chief executive officer and chief operating officer. Eisner thought that it was best to diversify the company in both assets and development. He sought out to fix the downfall of the company's creativity. Eisner had seen potential in the theme parks and the Imagineering department of the company. Before Eisner joined Disney, the public had viewed the Disney parks mostly for children and only pertained to young kids.
Let imagination be your guide. Let imagination be your guide. To a world of make-believe. You can be who you want to be. With some kids are tiny, some kids are large. The hugs and the kisses are no extra charge.
So in retaliation, Eisner decided that Imagineering would build more thrill rides and attractions that were suited for all ages, not just children. Splash Mountain was one of these rides implemented into the quiet Bear Country portion of Disneyland, and reutilized the America Sings animatronics for the ride's show scenes. The 18-year-old Adventure Through Inner Space attraction had become outdated and unfit for Tomorrowland by 1985, so Disney contacted Star Wars creator George Lucas to create Star Tours. By the mid-80s, Disney had also partnered with George Lucas and Francis Coppola to create a 3D sci-fi adventure short film featuring Michael Jackson. This was not the first time Disney and Jackson both crossed paths, however. In fact, their history goes as far as back as the 1969 album by the Jackson 5s called Diana Ross Presents the Jackson 5, wherein one of the songs on the album featured Zippity Doo-Dah from the 1946 film Song of the South. He had also performed live at Disneyland with the Jackson 5s in April 1974.
They made him a ruler of the
always Navy.
I swept and polished and all that jive, but I wanted to be singing with the Jackson.
He swept and polished and all that jive, but he wanted to be singing with the Jacksons.
He had also appeared in the 1980 TV special Kraft Salutes Disneyland's 25th anniversary. The new 3D sci-fi movie featuring Michael Jackson will cost around $23.7 million, $63 million now, adjusted for inflation. The title of this film was Captain EO. The first battle sequence of the film was filmed with miniatures, similar to how the first two Star Wars movies were filmed, which if you didn't know was quite difficult to do. The filming of Captain EO started in July of 1985 and used a 70mm 3D photography camera to shoot the film, and was at the time the most expensive film ever produced on a per-minute basis, averaging out at $1.76 million per minute.
Let's see what those lasers do this time.
The gentleman in charge is George Lucas.
Great. And the seat lights? And the LN2?
Hey, guys.
And that's Michael Eisner, chairman of the board, chief executive officer for the Walt Disney Company.
This is really impressive. I mean, no audience, no film, just these effects. This really is unbelievable. George, how's it going?
Well, it's coming along. We've tested out all the last in-theater effects, and they're working great.
Captain EO first premiered in the Magic Eye Theater at Epcot Center on September 12, 1986, and premiered 6 days later at Disneyland.
There's a whole new dimension of intergalactic thrills at Disneyland. Brand new in Tomorrowland, Captain EO.
Audiences loved the 3D sci-fi adventure. It was an instant success. It was so successful, in fact, that it was also brought over to Tokyo Disneyland in 1987 and Disneyland Paris in 1992. Captain EO is about a ragtag team on a spaceship on a mission to deliver a gift to an evil witch known as the Supreme Leader, who lives on a destroyed, decrepit planet. The team consists of an elephant named Hooter, a double-headed creature both named Idie and Odie, a robotic security officer named Major Domo and Minor Domo, a flying fuzzy sidekick of the captain named Fuzzball, and finally the main character, Captain EO. They arrive at the planet to give the gift to the Supreme Leader, but she wants to turn the team into
trash cans. See you later, trash cans. And for him, 100 years of torture in my deepest dungeon.
Captain EO claims that his gift to her is a key to unlock the beauty within the Supreme Leader, and that the key is a song called The dance number goes on for some time before being stopped as the team is almost captured. Fuzzball manages to help Captain EO escape from the Whip Warriors as a robotic break-dance sequence plays out. The rest of the dance number plays out as Captain EO transforms the Supreme Leader into a beautiful woman, as her lair turns into a Greek temple, and her planet turns into a beautiful paradise. The next music number breaks out with the song called Another Part of Me from Michael's Bad album, playing in the background. That was a very brief overview of the show. I highly recommend you watch the actual show if you haven't already. It's on YouTube in its entirety. If you'd like to see it, I'll leave a video link in the description of the show. In 1994, Captain EO closed at Epcot to be replaced with Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, based off the 1989 Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie, featuring Rick Moranis and Amy O'Neill. In April 1997, Captain EO was also closed at Disneyland and Tokyo Disneyland. Disneyland Paris' version of the show closed in 1998.
News coming into the situation right now from about Michael Jackson, the king of pop, who's 50 years old. Let's go to Deborah Farrick. She's working the story for us. What are we picking up, Deb?
Well, here's what we can tell you. This is what's being reported by KTLA. Apparently, Michael Jackson suffered cardiac arrest this afternoon. He was rushed to UCLA Medical Center.
In 2009, Michael Jackson had sadly passed away, and the entire world was in shock. His name had been in the news for quite some time because of the allegations made about him, but there was a renewed interest in his music. So in tribute, and also for Captain EO's 25th anniversary, Disney had decided to bring back Captain EO once again on February 23rd of 2010 to Disneyland, Disney World, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris, located originally where they had been 25 years prior.
Michael Jackson fans gathered outside Disneyland Tuesday morning to be among the first to see the debut of the Captain EO tribute. While fans waited for Disneyland to open, they demonstrated their best Michael Jackson dance moves, compared costumes, and showed off vintage Captain EO souvenirs.
Fuzzball.
Okay.
And Hooter. Elephant.
Fans eagerly took their seats for the first official performance of the Captain EO tribute.
Welcome.
The show ran for another 4 years at Disneyland until the show closed in June 2014 and was to be replaced by the Guardians of the Galaxy film preview. Epcot's version closed on December 6 of 2015 and was to be replaced by the 2015 Tomorrowland movie preview, before being replaced with the Disney and Pixar Film Festival. Tokyo Disneyland's version was replaced with Stitch Encounter, and Paris' version was also replaced by the Pixar Film Festival. Towards the end of its run, Captain EO had seen loss in attendance, and with attractions like this, it was destined to be replaced. In conclusion, Captain EO is a fan-favorite attraction. The show's production, music, and wonderful talents, and its history, are all what makes it a classic Disney favorite. This is the only attraction that I can think of that was opened, closed, then reopened because of fan demand and relevancy. Despite its closure, Captain EO remains a nostalgic and beloved piece of Disney history, remembered fondly by those who experienced it during its original run and those who've experienced it in the 2010s. Thank you so much for watching this video. I put a community post out on New Year's Day talking about the future of this channel and where I'd like to go from here and forward. I enjoyed making this video and I cannot wait to make more of these videos for you guys. Anyways, thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.